Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
Welcome, everyone. This is Steve Meisinger, your host for the ISE webinar series. Today, I'm proud that we have Brian Overby with us. Brian is a senior options analyst for TradeKing, and Brian's going to be talking about FX option strategies for volatile markets, and we surely had a volatile market today. With the Fed cutting interest rates, the U.S. dollar got hit pretty hard, but Brian will show you how you can implement your view of the U.S. dollar relative to 6 of the majors. And Brian is with TradeKing, so he'll talk about more of the functionality of TradeKing, a broker. But Brian really knows options. He's been teaching options for many, many years, travels all throughout North America teaching options. And I'm really proud to have Brian with us. Brian,
Yep.
How are you? Thanks for coming.
Doing very well. Thanks for that great introduction. I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm really happy because I think that all the attendees are going to really appreciate your presentation. Brian really understands options, and I think you're going to really enjoy this one. So, Brian, why don't you take it away?
All right. And we are recording. And let me pull up my PowerPoint. I'm going to do the PowerPoint right here. And there we have it. Okay. Well, thanks very much, everybody, for coming to this presentation sponsored by the ISE. Very happy and honored to be here today to talk to you a little bit about FX options. In general, the markets are volatile, so across the board, we're going to try to show you some different strategies that you can use in volatile markets. We're going to take a peek at the different types of FX options and then look at how the currency markets are doing overall. So we actually have a lot to get through today. I want to introduce you, do a quick introduction on what volatility is. And one of the main themes today is going to be butterflies and how to use butterflies in volatile markets. One of the biggest things about butterflies is that they help you take an opinion as to what you would like volatility to do, and that they are, to start off with, they're a fairly delta neutral trade, but they do have susceptibility to volatility fluctuations. So if you are long a butterfly, which means you purchased it, and the market goes to your price and volatility comes off, that is a good thing. If volatility increases, that is a bad thing. But to start off with, they're a fairly low-cost way to take a position, even a directional position, which a lot of people don't think of butterflies as a directional trade, at a fairly low cost compared to buying options outright. So that's part of the reason why I like to talk about butterflies with volatile markets, and this is definitely one of those times with the volatility index still maintaining above 50, which I'm kind of amazed that it just can't break that 50 level. And even in a huge up day like today, it's still above 50. And also, this is also happening in the currencies. And I got some charts that I'd like to show you using our site. So without further ado, let's get started here. I always have a disclaimer that we've got to talk about. I can't always skip over that. Prior to buying options, everybody should receive a copy of the characteristics and risks of standardized options. Now, all over the ISE site, you can get this document. Also, all over TradeKing, which is my firm, TradeKing, on the bottom of every page, we actually have a link directly to what we say in the short term, the ODD, the options disclosure document. It actually is a decent read, and you should read through it. And also want to mention that all the examples that we're using today, a lot of them will be live securities and are not meant to be recommendations. We're just really using them as examples, but we will be using some live data. Even though it's from last week, it was live at the time that we pulled it off, all right? So you could almost say that the quotes are 3 days delayed, if you will. All right, so TradeKing, who are we? TradeKing, we are an online broker. And one of the great things, and we're very happy that the ISE introduced this product in that the FX option contracts are tradable through TradeKing, and a lot of people always want to trade currencies, but they've always been hindered by the fact that they had to open up a separate account, quote unquote, from their regular brokerage account, which would be a futures account to be able to trade them. So the ISE has actually made this product extremely simple for the average investor to trade. And they're very, they have a lot of strikes, a lot of different expirations, so there's a lot of flexibility in how the ISE has set up their product. All right, so TradeKing, we're been ranked #1, and we really get high accolades for our customer service. Both Barron's and Smart Money gave us 5 stars in their recent surveys, and in Smart Money, we've actually been ranked in 2007 and 2006 and 2007 the best online brokerage firm. Smart Money is the actual Wall Street Journal magazine. All right, well, without further ado, I really want to educate you tonight, so I'm going to show you a little bit more of the TradeKing site, and I'm happy to answer any questions as we go along. I guess the way the process is going to work is if you do have questions, Steve's actually going to answer a lot of the questions while I'm chatting, and that if you have a specific question and he can answer it by just sending a couple of lines of text, he's going to do that. If he sees an option or a question that he thinks is pertinent, he's either going to hold it to the very end, or he might just jump in the middle and let me know about it. Other things, and I don't know if Steve can put this in the chat, but I am willing to send out my slides. Now, it's just me that's doing it, and we'll probably have over 100 people on this webcast here. So if you would like to, though, you can email me, and I'm going to give you the email that I use in my blog, which is called the Options Guy blog on TradeKing.com. And if you would like to do that, just email me at, and I'm going to pull it up here. I hope I'm going to pull it up. 1 second. Give me 2 seconds here. Email me at theoptionsguy@tradeking.com. And also want to let you know that that this seminar will be archived on the ISE site. So this is actually me, in case, since we don't have any video capabilities. This is my little mug, and it's theoptionsguy@tradeking.com is the email address. And so THE options with an S guy at TradeKing.com, and I'll be happy to send you out a PDF of the slides that I'm using today. All right, so what option pairs are available? Well, as it says here on this first slide, this is put together by the ISE. I just kind of stole it from one of Steve's older presentations. Accessible through your options broker. So your standard broker can trade these products. They're exchange listed. They're cash settled in U.S. dollars. So you don't have to worry about currency rates and fluctuations in that. And that it is settled inside your account, and they do settle in U.S. dollars. They're European style expiration, which really means that it trades as an index. The index, in the way that they've set it up, is very unique for the ISE product in that it will track the actual currency values. So, for example, if you've ever gone to well, we'll say Canada, because that's what I'm going to do a lot of examples on today. If you ever gone to Canada and you went up and actually did across the border and you actually did a currency exchange rate, you want to see, well, how much is my dollar worth in Canadian dollars? And if you ever have done that before, you've actually participated in something that's very similar to what the index tracks here at the ISE, that exchange rate. They've actually made the index the valuation of that exchange rate. And it's always going to be favoring the U.S. dollars, as we see in the convention here on the slides. It's the U.S. dollar compared to the other exchange rate. So, for example, on the Australian dollar, if you're bullish on the U.S. dollar, then you would actually buy calls, and if you're bearish, you would actually buy puts. And that's the case for all of these different indexes. If you're bull on the U.S. dollar, you're going to be buying calls, and if you're bear, you're going to be buying some puts. If you want to see where the actual valuation is at, where the currency exchange rate is at, instead of having to go to any fancy place, the easiest way, the ICE, if anything, they've made it very simple for you to know that, oh, gee, if I'm going on vacation, what are my dollars worth? Yeah, all you have to do is pull up any one of these indexes, and it'll actually give you that information.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts.